Hey everybody, this is Nevin from Regina. I wanted to tell you today about the 7 levels of initiative. So it's from a book by Stephen Covey called The 8th Habit. If you're familiar with Stephen Covey, it's probably because of another book of his called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which is a really important book for me, and I encourage you to pick up either that one or The 8th Habit and take a look. Most HR people or people in HR roles have a responsibility to tell you what you can and can't do. I don't really think that's the role that I'm feeling in my sort of HR role. I'm basically encouraging people to take more responsibility and to take more risk or personal risk in the things that they're pursuing. And so a helpful framework for doing that is the 7 levels of initiative. And so we'll go through them a little bit just today, and I'll try and keep it short. The 7 levels of initiative start from a fairly reactive place where you're just waiting to be told, and they move up into a very proactive place where you're just taking initiative and just doing things. And so what you'll see is as we go through these, you become less dependent on someone to tell you what direction you should be going, and more responsible for doing it yourself. And so at the very start, if you're just in the least proactive place you can be, you wait until told. And so you come in the morning and you sit at your desk until your boss tells you what's on for that day and gives you an assignment, perhaps even gives you a nice detailed job description of exactly what they want you to do. And so as we build up through these, you take more responsibility and you become more active in figuring out what's next. So if you don't want to just sit at your desk and wait, you go and ask and you say, may I do something? Is there something that I can do for the organization? And someone tells you. Or you actually identify the thing that you think should be done, and you tell someone that this should be done. But it keeps going, of course. You could just say, I intend to do this, and if you don't tell me not to do it, I'll do it by such and such a date, or something like that. You're still asking for that, for permission to do it, but you're taking more responsibility to drive it. As we move along, you could just simply do it. So this is a real tipping point, I think, where you're not asking for someone to give you approval to move forward. You're actually just going ahead and doing something. However, you're reporting immediately. As soon as you do it, you go and you tell somebody you did it. As we move along, perhaps you just do it and you report on a weekly or monthly basis. Hey boss, I did this, just so you know if it blows up, this is what I've been doing. And as we go to the top level of the 7 levels of initiative, you just go ahead and say, hey, I've done it. Or you just go ahead and do it, and you maybe tell somebody if in fact it causes an implication or something else that somebody else has to be aware of. So I guess this framework for me is really helpful for individuals to consider where they're at right now and where their boss wants them to be, where they want to be. And so it's not one place for everything you do. It's lots of different places, but for whenever you have a responsibility or something that you want to see done, I think it's a really helpful exercise to think about where you are in this framework and if you're in the right place. Have a good day. Bye-bye.